When I first met Elden, I think I was just 15. He says he remembers riding around one Sunday, and girls were riding around, and that he noticed me then.
One day, me and my friend was driving around on Sunday. We'd go to church, and then we'd come home and have dinner, and then we'd meet up someplace and drive around the blocks a few times. And Joan and her sister come up from Cherry Creek. I didn't know her. And my buddy says, "There's a cute little gal, you ought to go with her. She's a very nice girl."
I remember going to the wrestling matches because he wrestled, and he was a good wrestler.
We went to state conference and she was sitting there. So I went and asked her if I could sit by her, and she said, "Sure." And then I asked a date for the next weekend.
He asked me out, and we just started dating, and
there was a couple other friends of mine that kept saying, "We're going to get a date with you, Joan. We're going to get a date with Joan." So I asked her to go steady.
we started going steady, and we never dated anybody else after. We had a lot of fun. We double dated with a lot of our friends, and we'd go out of town to different shows and things. One time we went to Salt Lake to see Elvis Presley. We went to one of his concerts down there. It was just tremendous. Yeah, I still mad at him for dying. But yeah, we did that, and we went swimming over to Downetta a lot. And even though I couldn't swim, we went over there. We went to lava swimming, and just fun things that normal teenagers do.
I would go down and visit her on Sunday after church was over. And they had bum lambs. And at that time, her dad had bought a bunch of calves, day-old calves, and they'd had to feed them on the bottle. And I'd go down there, and she'd be holding a little lamb in her arms and holding the calf in her arms and feeding the bottle. And I thought, this is what I want. Somebody that loves the farm as much as I do. And she did.
And we dated for 2-3 years.
And then when I graduated, you either had one of two choices. You was either drafted in the Army or you went on a mission. And I didn't want to go on a mission. My brothers all served in the Army. And they said that was the biggest waste of time there was. You get up at 4 o'clock and you'd go march. That's all you done is marched. But when I got that age, if you was married, you didn't have to go in the Army. So Joan and I got married, and I didn't have to go in the service. We got married in the church. They had a bishop. He was a bishop that married a lot of people. A lot of people didn't go through the temple at that time. They just got civil marriages, and he had a license, he could marry you. So Joan and I had him marry us. We wasn't worthy to go through the temple at that time. But then we did. We went through the temple. And it's been a blessing to us.
And we've now been married 62 years. Well, we had a lot in common. We liked the same things. I liked sports, he liked sports. He was a farmer and I was a farmer's daughter. And so we just understood when things had to be done on the farm that we couldn't do things together. And I don't know, it was just a mutual understanding that we we were made for each other. We just, like I said, we never dated anybody else after we started going together, and so it hasn't always been easy. Like my kids said, he's going to get his reward in heaven for living with me. They joke all the time, but he's the easy one in our family. I love him because he puts up with me.
She puts up with me.
We put up with each other. He has always been supportive of me, of my jobs and my bowling. He tended the kids when I played ball. I like to be cold and he likes to be hot. That's why he wears a coat and hat all the time. Wears it all day long. Some advice for you when things get hard is tough it up and lean on the Lord, because he will help you.
When you go to date somebody, if you're dating them to just date them, that's fine. But if you're dating them to looking down the road a long ways and you expect to marry them, you treat them that way. And you ask the Lord about it. He'll tell you if that's the right one or not.
Well, I'll tell you, when Kenzie got engaged, she was 18, and she said, "Grandma, do you have any advice for me?" And I said, "Yes, wait 5 years." Wait at least 5 years before you get married. Get your life in order and know what you want to do in life. Go to school but anyway, what I would really like to tell all of them is to marry well, love the person you marry, and treat them good, and stay married, and have an eternal family. Yep, we've had some good times, ups and downs and in-betweens, huh?
That's what's put you together, is doing things together. We love being by each other and being with each other.